Hello students, today we are going to learn about the second phyla in the animal kingdom, that is Porifera. Earlier you would have learnt about protozoa, body organization, symmetry and few basic concepts in zoology. After protozoa we are going to learn about Porifera. This is Dr. Vichya. The new concepts which you are going to learn is canal system and the gemule. Okay, porifera, the word is taken from Latin. Porus means pore, ferae means bear. So they are pore bearers. I think you are familiar with the sponges which we generally use to clean the house and other articles. You're familiar that when you take a sponge, you can make out numerous pores on on that test. Similarly, the poriferans have pores on the body, which are called as ostia and oscula. So they are commonly called as sponges. They are the first multicellular organisms under animal kingdom. That is, earlier before this phylum, we would have studied protozoa. Protozoa are acellular organisms which are made up of a single cell. And then in the animal kingdom, we come across porifera, which is an aggregation of cells. Numerous cells have come together to form the poriferans, and they are the simplest metazoans. So they are the first multicellular organisms in animal kingdom, and they exhibit cellular grade of organization. And there are approximately 5,000 living species are noticed, and all of them live in marine water, but only about 150 species live in fresh water. Example, spongilla. They are also referred as parazoa. Parazoa means, para means side, zoa means animals. They are also called as nature's dead end. What is the reason? See, when you go through the uh, evolution of animal kingdom, from protozoa, on one hand, poriferan have been originated, and on the other hand, coelenterata. That is, coelenterata continue to produce the next phyla, helminthes, etc. And there is a law, the evolution goes on via coelenterata, whereas the poriferans are a group of organisms which are an offshoot of the main line of evolutionary tree, and they have never evolved further. So, in the evolution of animals, the poriferans remain as a side branch in the main line of evolution of animals, and so they are called as parazoa or nature's dead end. We shall study about the general characters of phylum Porifera. Poriferans are aquatic. All the poriferans are present only in water and mostly in marine water, and very few are present in fresh water. And they are multicellular animals, so called metazoans, and they exhibit cellular grade of organization. They are sedentary. This is more important. Being an animal, sedentary refers to attached to the substratum like plants. They do not show any mobility. The movement is not there in the adult poriferans. Only the larvae of the poriferans show locomotion. So this is an important character to notice. It's when we see these poriferans in the sea water, they almost look like plant only. They are either colonial or solitary. Shape varies depending on the species, and they exhibit either radial symmetry or most of the time they are asymmetrical. Then, the most important character of Porifera is the body surface has numerous openings called as ostia or dermal pores, and along with this numerous minute pores, they also have certain larger openings called as oscula. Through ostia, water enters into the canal system, and through oscula, water moves out of the body of the sponge. Body wall is made up of two layers. We generally do not use the word diploblastic in relation to poriferans. The outer pinacoderm or and inner choanoderm. Pinacoderm is made up of pinacocytes and choanoderm is made up of choanocytes, which are also called as collar cells or flagellated cells. And between the two layers, there is a non-cellular mesenchyme. Then the poriferans have a unique system called as canal system, which maintains the flow of water current in the body. Water enters through the ostia into a system of pores and canals through which they circulate, and they go out of the body of the sponge through a larger opening called as oscula, and this system is called as canal system. And this system helps in nutrition, reproduction, excretion, and respiration. Inside the body of the sponge, there is a cavity called as spongocyl. The skeleton of the sponges, the support to the sponge body is provided by spicules or spongin fibers. Spicules are made up of either calcium carbonate or silica, and there are many variations in the shape, etc. And then spongin fibers are made up of protein. Digestion is very simple and intracellular, and sponges possess very great power of regeneration. Regeneration is an ability to regrow the lost or the cut part. They are unisexual or bisexual organisms. They reproduce both by asexual and sexual methods. Asexual reproduction is generally by budding or gemule formation. Fertilization in sexual reproduction takes place by fusion of sperm and ova, and fertilization is internal. Development is always indirect, involving a free swimming larva called parenchyma or amphiblastula. The larva is free swimming, so that's very important about poriferans. Then coming to the classification, phylum Porifera is divided into three classes based on the skeletal composition. Class 1, Calcarea, example Ascon, Sycon, Grantia, all are marine, and spicules are made up of calcium carbonate. Next, Hexactinellida. Class 2 is Hexactinellida. Example, Euplectella hyalonema. They are marine forms which are generally present in deep sea, and in this spicules are made up of silica. The next class is Demospongia. This includes organisms which are mostly marine, but few freshwater forms are also present. Example, Spongilla. And then skeleton is made up of spicules made up of silica or spongin fibers, or both may be there in some sponges, or some sponges do not have any skeletal structures. Euspongia is an example under this. It is commonly called as bath sponge. These are the reference books. You can go through this. Thank you, students.